Tuesday.
What's up, WZR Army?
Wow.
God, I got all this stuff with me. I got my soda, my
Gotta
cigarettes.
get your shop set up.
I got everything, everything here. What's up, man?
Oh
It's
no,
Tuesday.
we're having the
already. Are we?
Damn.
No, we're okay.
It's not that bad. I think we found out it was the lighting last time. When we make it dark.
Right. It, the audio. We might have a problem with the audio.
Don't even know what we sound like. We didn't get a chance to test it.
We didn't, and we didn't get another headset over the course of the week, like we told them.
We basically didn't fulfill any of the promises that we made to you guys last
Nothing.
We're a bunch of liars.
Yeah, we didn't do anything over the week. I want to get another headset so that we can take your live phone calls. See, I think this is my theory.
Let's hear your
theory. When we run the fans...
You're behind. Let me scoot back. I feel like I'm...
Come on, but come
I'm
join me,
looking
baby.
behind me to talk to you. All right. Your theory.
When we run the fans above us, and it is going to get hot in here.
It will get hot. And
the air conditioning, I think it fucks with the audio.
It screws with the audio.
It screws with the audio. Somebody yelled at you.
We got an infant. What's the word I'm looking for? Toddler. We have a toddler.
We have toddler listening today. All right. So we'll be easy on the language. We are a rated R show, though.
We are rated RKO, rated R, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, So I feel like if the AC or the fans are running, it causes an issue with our audio feed. But they say we sound good tonight.
That's what they say, but some of them were saying that last week too, so it could be different for different people. I will have to listen. Of course, we were going to do all these, what do you call it, audio tests, before the show, and then we find out that there was a big incident in South Africa. We find out there's a new August warning video. Of course, all this stuff breaks. We're all rating right before we go on the air.
You said it earlier today. You said, you know what? Everything is going to break right before we go on
I don't have to be Magellan to predict something like that. Just every week, there's always something that makes this less leisurely than it could be.
Right, and then I was just telling Boone, I said, you know what? The good thing about coming here for the next 2 hours is we just get to kick back and relax. I mean, this is part of work.
Let me yell at this guy. Let me yell at him.
Is that Acer?
Who the hell?
He writes a...
Look at this. It's screwing me all up. Fandango, you need to stop that.
He took up our whole chat room.
Yeah, he pasted a giant paragraph.
I mean, that's like writing a school fucking essay.
Yeah, the moderators need to jump on there. Cause
somebody wrote an essay in the chat room.
They pasted the incident from the house show.
Is anybody going to read that? Is anybody in there? Are you guys going to read that?
Most people already did.
I don't think they read that.
It's from your website. They just copied the article and put it in there.
Oh, all right. So it's an article.
Yeah, they put an entire article in the chat room.
Gotcha.
It's for chatting, not for publishing entries into the Pulitzer Prize contest. But no.
All right. It was banned. Oh, my God.
Oh, we didn't have to do all that.
Woohoo!
Get out of here.
Get out.
Yeah.
See?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for
normally
fucking
hit the drop right there. But
right? Bang.
We got to figure that out.
We do. I promise. Dude, we got to make a promise to the people live on air.
Well, our promises didn't mean shit last week, so hopefully these do.
Yeah, no. We're going to get another headset. And as soon as we get another headset, we'll be able to give you guys, live phone calls and, we'll be able to play music and all that good stuff. The stream, is it okay? It's about as good as last week. There might be a little bit more laggy, but I think we're all right. So, what we're going to do, it's our second week. We've renamed the Tuesday night show WZR TV. So, you guys...
And the way to remember that is how you stress the T's. Go ahead. Give it to them one time for the people.
WZR TV Tuesday.
You gotta stress both the TVs so it flows. You go WZR TV Tuesday.
WZR TV Tuesday.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. WZR TV Tuesday.
I gotta say, it's already getting hot as a motherfucker.
It's pretty warm.
It's pretty goddamn warm.
When you wear a hat over your nose.
Right down to the eyes, right there.
Yeah, right over the eyeballs. It tends to get warm.
Somebody said I look like Mace.
That's how Mace used to wear his hat from the Bad Boy crew back in the 90s. What do they always say? And we can't stop because we won't stop.
That's what it was.
There you go.
Yeah. Mace turned into like a priest.
He got real religious. Yeah. And he tried making a comeback, and it just hasn't worked out.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah. You can have that spit back if you'd like. There you go.
You can wipe it on me.
All right.
So yeah, we're gonna be talking Monday Night Raw from last night. It was a taped show. And so we'll run that down. I didn't think it was all that much last night, man.
You missed a lot of it, though, too.
I did. I walked to the store to get beer. Right,
There's a beer run you had to make in the first hour. Yeah.
And then what we've also decided is on Monday nights we are going to do audio only during the commercial breaks. Basically, you guys can go, you can watch your Monday Night Raw, and we'll come back during the commercials, give you guys audio, our thoughts on the segment, and then we figure we'll leave the TV show, the TV part of WZR Radio, to Tuesday nights. And we'll do
TV Tuesday.
TV Tuesday. So, let's see. It's been, Raw was taped. Everything was taped last week. The SmackDown for last week was taped. They had Raw last week, which aired live. They taped last night's Raw. The SmackDown tapings, main event. SmackDown tapings for this Friday are already taped. So there's nothing going on tonight. So
nothing going on in terms of WWE television. There's a whole lot of news going on, though.
You would have thought that the last 2 days,
building up to that,
yesterday and today, would have been fairly quiet as far as news is concerned. Yesterday?
My God.
Wow.
What the hell was that about?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yesterday was, I think we had something like 50 posts on the websites, and I did a big conference call with Frank from EWN and
eWrestlingNews.com. Yes.
Right, did a big conference call with him, and we've got some big plans in the work where WZR and EWN are going to kind of
merge.
Not merge. I mean, they're going to stay separate websites, but the content and the photos and everything else. I mean, big plans, as well as a site application, site apps for your cell phones, and you can get on the Android and the Apple and everything else. So there's big things happening. I mean, I sat down for about an hour with Frank yesterday.
That's some smoking my about an hour of conference call. I wasn't part of it. I'm not privy to these conversations, but it sounds like big things are coming in the future.
Big things are definitely coming in the future for EWN and WZR. So as far as news is concerned, I mean, the big thing over the past week is TNA's Mystery Man.
That's a biggie.
They've been, Boone made.
We should go in order, right? We got Raw run that because we got to do a whole speech about the August thing, the Mystery Man.
Yeah. We
heard an edited version of the initial video. We heard the audio without the modulation.
Right.
Some of the messages. It's not just a modulation effect on the voice. Some of the messages are actually reversed. Like they revert, like you know how back you could spin a record backwards and you're supposed to hear like Ozzy Osbourne saying he's the devil. Mm-hmm. They did the messages backwards for some of them. Some of them they just affected the voice with different production techniques. But yeah, we heard it as close to the original recording as you could hear, and we have a lot to talk about based off of that. So we'll get to that later.
There's and it is going to be somebody that is coming into TNA that I don't believe we have seen before, which.
Not true. Not maybe in TNA.
Maybe in TNA.
Because he said today, there was a third video that came out today where he said he's not somebody that 99% of you haven't heard of. Meaning you'll know who he is.
You'll know who he is.
Yeah.
Right. And then yesterday he referenced Dave Bautista, and then today he referenced Chris Jericho.
Yeah, basically ruling those out.
Right.
Yeah, he's not Batista. He's not Jericho.
And we knew that it wasn't Batista. I mean, we put that up. I actually got quite a few emails on that. You know what's crazy? I mean, people are out there saying, it's going to be Steve Austin and it's going to be Goldberg and people like that. And you guys are out of your mind. And that's why, like, when TNA comes and they deliver on these surprises, everybody's expecting, like, this mega star, this mega name, Steve Austin. Of course it's not going to be Steve Austin. Bill Goldberg?
No.
Come on.
I thought you were about to say maybe. Come on.
It's maybe a 1% chance. I mean, there's more of a chance for Bill Goldberg to come to TNA than there is for Steve Austin to come to TNA.
I'd say there's equally no chance.
About equal. But I would say if you had to pick between the two, Bill Goldberg.
Well, if it was Goldberg, we would have heard about that.
Right.
Something that monumental would have came by our desks.
It's not Goldberg. It's not Steve Austin. It's probably. My guess is a mid-card ex-WWE guy that's going to wind up coming in. But a lot of talk about Hardcore Holly. He went on Twitter, said it's not him. John Morrison got some information on that.
Adam Pearce said it's not him. Right?
Adam Pearce did say
he denied it.
So. Right. John
Cole Cabana
Morrison.
denied it.
Cole Cabana denied it. A bunch of people have denied it. But John Morrison is somebody we're going to need to talk about.
The Jeff Jarrett, the John Morrison, the Hardcore Holly. There's a couple.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that.
Bobby Lashley, too. Yeah, that's another
Bobby Lashley.
We'll get into that.
Another one. We're going to talk about that. And then the other big story is right before we came on here tonight.
You really have that in the show file.
Oh, the joke?
The nacho cheese joke. He's even got the guy's name for credit.
What do you, a crab ate 3 clams, right?
Yeah.
Well, the lobster ate none.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
And so the lobster said to the crab, "You're so shellfish."
That's a knee slapper if I've ever heard one, ladies and gentlemen.
Get the hell out of here. That is
bullshit.
a beautiful joke. I got another one for you.
Oh, what do we got?
What do you call cheese that's not yours?
I can't. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. Yeah, it's a great setup, but
I didn't put it there.
Well, where do you want me to put it?
Well, I don't know, but don't blame it the setup on me when you
Not
when
the
you
setup.
set it up.
I'm blaming. I'm just saying it's bound to happen.
So anyway, what do you call a cheese that's
I
not
don't know.
yours?
I'm racking my brain. I can't think.
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
Stephen Grabeck gave us that one, man. Get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Lots and lots of people in there, as always, tonight.
We have to. I gotta break character here for a second.
Yes.
You gotta come off with one of them drinks. It's hot. Let me get the water. Let me fuck with the soda. Which one you want to give away?
If you want to get a cup,
I'll get some cup. All right, I'll be right back. It's hot in here.
Yeah, it is very hot in
I can
here.
either strip down, turn the stuff on that'll screw the audio up, or I can get a cup.
Yeah, let's not do that. What if we try to put the air conditioner on and see how it sounds with the audio? Ask the people, like we'll do a live test, you know what I'm saying?
I was going to grab this cup, but that might make it on camera.
I thought I brought you an energy drink.
You did, I already drank it.
Well, you
I was going to use this cup, ladies and gentlemen, but I realized...
What is that?
It might be on camera.
Princess...
It's a bunch of characters. Little Mermaid.
Princess something?
Snow White, or not Snow White. What's the one? Whatever.
I don't know.
Cinderella.
So which one do you want? That one?
Glass.
Well, that one's got Mickey Mouse on it.
Well, you can't see Mickey Mouse. It doesn't read on camera.
All right, I'll give you a little bit of soda. You can't have all of it though. It is a great Pepsi. Pepsi's better.
All right,
than
which
Coke,
one is
by
it
the
gonna? I don't want to hit the light.
You're going to the yes.
All right.
Here's some soda for you.
That was pretty unprofessional of me to do that just
Cool
now on the air,
yourself
wasn't it?
There you go.
It's hot in here. You can't see that on the camera.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing
is caring.
All right. Back to it.
All right. So live chat room, lots of people in there as always tonight. WZROnline.com/chat. I gotta say, I love this TV thing. I really do, man. I think it's cool that we can see the people can see us. We can't see the people can see us.
Steven, what are you talking about in the chat? I understand crazy but lovable. Steven, the guy with the joke.
Oh my God!
You got something you want to say there, buddy?
What's that all about?
Jesus Christ.
Ooh. Wants you to take your shirt off.
No, that's not going to happen. I'm a little uncomfortable now. I feel like I should put more on.
Jeez. Please don't take the shirt off.
No.
All right. So, and then the other big story before we move on, we're going to run down Monday Night Raw here in hour number 1. Spend about a half an hour on that. And the other big story just broke right before we came on the air here tonight. Randy Orton attacked by a fan.
It happens a lot, but...
What do I make of it? I mean, there's crazy people out there.
Yeah, I actually didn't see the video. Did you watch it?
I watched it, but you got to watch it like sideways.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, after the match was over, guy comes into the ring and attempted to basically
kick Randy Orton's ass in 2 seconds.
Kick him in the balls, man, pretty much. Yeah, came in there, went after him. Security took him out, and then I think Randy Orton, flipped him off or something like that.
He kicked him on the way out, supposedly.
Did he?
That's something that the guys always do. Jericho's, like a lot of guys. If you hit the ring, it's fair game. You're allowed to beat the shit out of a fan if they come in the ring.
No doubt.
So they always take it, even if it's like way after the fact, security's already got them. Usually they try and get a cheap shot or a free shot. And I shouldn't say cheap shot because the guy's hitting the ring attacking them, but they always get a little lick in there.
Yeah. And there's always going to be crazy people like that. I mean, I think what happens is people go to events and they get a little drunk, right? A couple of drinks in them, and they think that they're Superman, you know what I mean? And they jump the guardrail and they can win. But, God, what goes through somebody's mind to even if you're shit faced, even if you're tanked, what goes through your mind to say, you know what, I'm gonna jump the guardrail, run into the ring, and try to attack this dude and hit him in the balls? What are you thinking?
You're not thinking or you're just crazy, like you said. Because a lot of, there's streakers at football games. There's guys that hit the ring. The famous what do they call him? He had a nickname, I don't remember, but the guy that came in on the blimp.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe.
The parachute, right?
The
parachute.
Yeah, parachute. Right. Yeah, they call it the parachute man, maybe something like that. He flies in. What goes through these people's head?
It's unbelievable that people do this. Yeah, there are. I guess there's all types of
fan man. That's it.
You get people that are out there murdering people. I'd never think.
I was gonna say it's the same mindset that goes into the guy's head that takes a gun to school and decides I'm gonna kill all my friends today. It's crazy.
There are some real nut jobs out there, but yeah. So this fan came and attacked Randy Orton. Security escorted him out of the building. We put up a video.
Dino,
on WZR,
what are you doing, man? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
WZROnline.com. The story and the video is up on the website right now. It's a couple news posts down. So what do everybody want to see?
Dino in the chat room. Dino UK. Dino in the chat room says he jumped the ring at an event before.
Really?
So we're asking what goes through the minds of someone who does that. I wouldn't mind knowing what the hell you were thinking.
Yeah, it sounds nutty to me that people would do that. So, that's
a good point. Before you get on another topic, RKO 408 in the chat says, "Imagine if a fan jumped the cage at a UFC fight. Wow,
wouldn't be good.
Talk about suicidal action.
And that would take an awful lot. Security would probably be able to get them before they got over the top of the cage, because they'd have to climb up the cage. And
then get past everybody just to get there. And everybody's on the cage, the corners.
Yeah, security would take them down fairly quick before they even got in there. Speaking of UFC, had UFC on Fox, numero 8.
Yes.
Numero what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. That's what it is. So UFC on Fox 8 on Saturday night. It was a decent show, dude. It was just.
It says worst UFC on Fox card. I don't agree with that. I agree with
bad ratings.
Bad ratings, but it was to be expected. The main event: Demetrius Johnson versus John Moraga. I want to say.
Right.
That's what a draw the guy is. I cover UFC and I barely remember his name. But the undercard, it had some Rory McDonald, Jake Ellenberger is a big fight to fight fans. Mm-hmm. But if you go outside the fight fan realm, nobody knows who Jake Ellenberger is. Nobody knows who Rory McDonald is.
And that's what I was telling you. You know what I mean? Before the show on Saturday night is, why are they putting these cards on Fox that really don't have big names? I understand they want to make money, and they make money off pay-per-views, right? But you've also, at the same time, you've got to be able to impress Fox, where you can showcase your fighters to a nationwide audience. You know what I mean?
That's the word showcase, is that they have to walk a fine line between satisfying Fox,
right,
which they do because they hit all the target demos, even if they put on cards like that. But they also look at Fox more as a building block. Mm-hmm. Like, let's put on these guys who are B-level stars on free TV, get the nation more aware of their existence, mm-hmm. and then when we put them on pay-per-views, they'll actually be something that people will pay.
It'll generate more pay-per-view buys in the long run.
It'll broaden the awareness of stars that are right on the border.
And what does Fox think of that? I mean, what does Fox think of the ratings that came in this past Saturday night? They can't be all that impressed.
You can't say impressed, no, but you could say satisfied, because they hit the demos. They won the night, I believe, or if they didn't win the night, they came in second. I think they came in second.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they did all right numbers, considering that they didn't really put any stars on the show. But they gave them a title fight. They gave them a number one contender fight. They gave them the first ever women's fight on Fox. So they had stuff on there, but nothing that a casual viewer would be like, oh, I gotta watch this tonight. You know?
Right. Let's pause for a second.
Let's pause?
Well, let's pause, and we're gonna ask you guys something. We're gonna do a test. Basically, this is trial and error. Okay, where we're testing the audio and we're testing the video. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go turn that air conditioner on over there, because it is hot as a motherfucker. I can tell you're hot.
Yes.
So I'm gonna get up.
That's all the girls say, at least.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. That's what some of the dudes in the chat room say
some
too.
Of the dudes
they
too.
want your shirt off. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go over and turn this AC on. Let me know if the audio changes. Okay? If the audio changes, then it gets kind of faded out or whatever,
Muffled.
we'll turn the AC muffled. Good word. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll see what happens. Talk to the people, Boone.
All right, we'll talk to the people. Chat room, by the way, if you'd like to join us, WZROnline.com. There it is. I didn't think you'd do it. /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. A lot of people in there talking, and what do we got? I get distracted by this damn thing. I got to look away. But we also had, damn, I just had a point I wanted to make, and I think I forgot it. Son of a bitch. Yeah.
All right, so how are we? Does that change the audio, or does it sound about the same when we? That sounds good, right? Everything perfect.
All right, good.
So we can run the AC. That's good news.
That kills your theory, by the way. Then.
It does kill my theory, but is
so either we magically sound better, or we sound the same as last week, and they call that good.
That could be it too.
We'll know when we hear the archive.
No matter what, once we get that second headset, we're both, I'm gonna have a headset. Boone's gonna have a headset. We're both gonna be wearing them, and you guys are gonna hear us crystal clear. Gonna be able to take live phone calls as well. We'll do rapid fire in hour number 2 for you guys tonight, but just for right now, we'll kind of do it this way. All right.
For first-time viewers, let me just point out. Usually there isn't 25 minutes of instructions and explanations and stuff. This is the second show we've ever done, so our existing audience, we're just kind of bringing them up to speed. So normally, if you're a first-time viewer, not listener now, viewer, then we actually just do a normal show for 2 hours, not a half an hour of here's what we're gonna do, here's why this is this way. It's a new. We're treading new water. Sorry, I got distracted again. I gotta quit looking over there.
All right. So let's get the plugs out of the way, then we'll move on. Monday Night Raw from last night. Here we go. We're going to do rapid fire, like I said, in our numero dos. Me and Matty Boone are going to be in New York City, we think, on August 17th, Saturday, August 17th. My birthday is the day before, Friday, August 16th, so we're going to go down there. Boone's never really been to New York City, right in the heart of it, Times Square,
Midtown. I've never been there. I've driven through it. I've never been there.
So we're probably going to wind up taking the train down. I'm not buying dinner this time, but I'll buy you guys some beers down there.
No dinner?
Well, no dinner. You know why. We talked about that, man. Steak. People ordering steak on me and everything.
Asshole.
What the fuck is wrong with you? But anyways, we're going to go down there. Beers on me. If you are in the New York City area, if you're coming up for Ring of Honor, there's the ROH show that night. Mayhem in Manhattan, or Manhattan Mayhem, something like that. Come on up. You guys can meet. Me and Boone are going to be down there taking the train down. Saturday, August 17th. Shoot me an email at webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com for more details. Hour number 2, we're going to talk TNA's Mystery Man. Talk a little bit more on the Randy Orton being attacked WWE live event tonight. There are no WWE SmackDown tapings tonight. Everything was taped last week, so you would think it's going to be a quiet night. But any breaking news or anything that comes out, we will update you guys here. We're going to be here until 10 o'clock Eastern Time tonight. The official website of WZR Radio, WZROnline.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. Let's go to WZROnline.com, top navigation bar, drop down box. It's got all the links to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Facebook.com/WZRArmy, YouTube.com/WZRArchive,
Twitter.com/WZROnline.com.
Just go to WZROnline.com for all the details. Top navigation bar, like I said, social media tab.
And I have to say, while we're talking about social media, I'd like to take this opportunity to plug my Twitter account.
Yes.
Follow Matt Boone,
or cigarette one.
the talent behind WZR, at twitter.com/mboone420. That's not how you plug Twitter, is it? Follow me on Twitter at mboone420. That's MBOONE 420.
Or you can go to twitter.com/mboone420. Same deal.
I thought you were going to plug yours. I was going to say, why would you want to go to that? This one exists.
You know what? You joined Twitter just in the last couple of days.
Well, actually, I signed up years ago, but I haven't used it until the last couple of days.
And you love it. I'm
addicted.
I don't like it, man.
I'm hooked on Twitter. Well, I like UFC. It's a lot of UFC news breaks on there. A lot of contests. It's just fun to follow, like what fighters are saying, and because Twitter wars. They'll have like Bully Ray and Rampage. We'll get into that later. I think you just dropped some cigarette on the floor there, Cherry. But I don't want you to burn your carpet up on the air here. But no, Bully Ray and Rampage engaged in a Twitter war recently And those are fun when it's wrestling, but when it's actual fights like UFC, and you know that in the end of this Twitter war, they're going to get in the cage and beat the shit out of each other, it's a different level of entertainment.
Wait, you said Bully Ray and Rampage are going to get in the cage?
No, Bully Ray and Rampage engaged.
Right.
Was what you heard Cage, I think, in a Twitter war recently. They've been talking shit back and forth.
Okay. All right, so... what else before we move on? Lots of people in the chat room tonight. It's awesome, man. We're gonna cool down here. I just turned the AC on, so hopefully it cools down. I know we're kind of squished up tight in here, man. We got to work on some stuff. So Monday Night Raw from last night. Top to bottom, man. I don't know. It wasn't all that good.
I thought it was maybe an average show, but yeah, I do want to make a point because it's actually the very beginning here. It opened up with Daniel Bryan and Brad Maddox and Vince McMahon, and I just remembered as we're looking at this that a report came out, basically from fans in attendance. The live reports were saying that Vince McMahon cut like a classically bad promo, that had to be edited, and they must have edited a lot out of that because I watched it last night and I thought it was entertaining as hell. I thought Vince was on his game. I was laughing my ass off.
It was a good promo, but I think there were, like you said, a lot of edits.
Yeah.
A lot of edits during that promo.
There was definitely a lot of during that promo. Okay, because there was definitely a lot of edits during the show.
Oh, you know what bugged me? You know what? Unbelievable. I wish we had the drop, man.
Yeah. Go ahead. This is a Ryan Clark rant coming up because I know where he's going.
No, it just bothered me that during, what was it, the Cody Rhodes and Wade Barrett match, I believe it was. It was throughout the night.
It was happening before that, but it was really noticeable in that match.
Yeah,
I think because the crowd was dead.
They would pipe in the crowd, and you would hear boo and yeah, and every time they did it, you would look out there in the crowd, and it bugged me because I caught it the first time they did it, and then throughout the night for the rest of the show, I'm looking at the crowd the entire time, and the crowd's not moving.
No.
And you hear boo or yeah, everybody's cheering. You're like, what the?
What was that noise? That second one?
Yeah.
All right.
And they just, they kept it, and it happened time and time again. I mean, every single segment, whether it was a backstage segment or an in-ring segment or a promo, whatever it was last night, they would pipe in crowd reactions from past events. It was,
I would say one of the glaring ones, because like you said, it was just audibly obvious because you could hear the boos and the cheers, and you could just tell it wasn't in sync with what was going on, but when the crowd was doing the RVD thing, you could hear the whole crowd doing it, but none of the crowd was doing this.
Nobody was doing
a match. It was just off, and that does distract you. It takes away from your focus of the match or the promo or whatever's going on, because you're like, what the... It's like SmackDown every week, but only worse. Because I guess the crowd...
They do it every week on SmackDown.
Yeah, on SmackDown it's like that every week, but this particular one was... like you said, the Cody Rhodes match was really where it shined, because... My assumption is that the crowd was so flat for that match that they had to filter in the reactions, like you said, and there was just nobody was moving in the audience, but you could hear these wild applauses.
And you know what? In the opening segment, which we're going to talk about right now, the crowd was on fire, and that wasn't piped in. No. You could clearly see that wasn't piped in.
It's just like SmackDown. What they do is they pan the audience when they're going crazy,
exactly,
so you can see it, and then when there's something where the crowd isn't going that hot, they stay in the ring, but the audio still sounds like they're going crazy.
Right.
It just doesn't match the visual that you're watching.
So Vince opens Monday Night Raw, comes out with Brad Maddox in tow, and he basically, goes on this rant about Daniel Bryan. He's going to be in the main event at SummerSlam against John Cena for the WWE title, and Vince basically calls him a troll.
He did the classic Vince thing where he took all of his real thoughts and said, well, the crowd says you're a this and that, but he's really saying what he feels right to his face on TV.
And that's what it was, because
he doesn't have that intangible factor. He says stuff like that.
The truth is Vince has never been a big fan of Daniel Bryan. It's well known backstage. Triple H is very much behind him and feels that Daniel Bryan can be WWE's next big thing. And what happened, in real life, is Daniel Bryan, the whole yes, yes, yes thing, really started to take off. And Boom brought up a great point last night when me and him were watching Raw, that the gimmick took off to the point where WWE and Vince had no other choice except to keep going with it, because he was turning into a megastar just by crowd reactions. And with Triple H backing him, Vince McMahon not always high on him, but with Triple H as a backer, they went with it.
It's kind of like the CM Punk story where they didn't really want to make him a main eventer, and push him to the moon like that, but he got over so damn much they had no choice, even though then they started tapering it off a little bit and they would even take pot shots at him too in interviews and stuff. Because you remember Triple H, that's where the famous "I'm gonna kick your skinny fat ass" and they take shots at his size, and, things like that. But yeah, it's just like they get over to the point where you have to do something with them, but they can't control how much they do with them.
Obviously, it's Vince McMahon's company, so Vince could have said, "I don't care if he's over, I'm going to pull him from TV."
Well, they got slick ways of doing it too with the cameras and the way.
Well, what I'm trying to say is Vince could have easily said, "I don't care if he's getting over or not. I'm taking the motherfucker off TV."
Yeah.
But when you get somebody over that much, it's good for business to keep him on TV, and that's the reason that Daniel Bryan is basically being pushed to the moon. Triple H is basically going to take over that company in the next 10 years. So, he's already
whenever Vince goes, as long as he's alive, he's going to have.
He'll be writing TV from his deathbed. Bro.
One point, I wonder if Daniel Bryan makes who's he banging, Nikki or Brie?
Daniel's with Brie. Brie.
I wonder if he makes Brie say yes.
Yes.
Yes, but that way, and it's just something that crossed my mind just now.
I think. I was looking at the Bella Twins. I like Total Divas, by the way, man.
Let's say it. Come on, I don't want to do that yet. We're gonna save that.
But the Bellas seem like real like bitches, right?
I'll say
but
it.
But in bed, I'm thinking, my God. That's a fucking half right there.
Well, Nikki Bella, especially since she gets the titty implant, she's built for sex.
Yeah.
My God, look at her body. She's in the attitude.
You know what?
The attitude's of the type where you want to fucking tame her ass, and
I was looking on Raw last night. Who's the one that lost a ton of weight, right? That was Brie.
I didn't know one of them lost a lot of weight.
One of them lost a ton of weight. The other one is right there with her now. Both of them is basically what I'm saying. Is
I did notice one too. One of them looked damn near anorexic.
Right. Lot of them, both of them now have lost weight. I know one did it a couple of months ago, but the other one's catching up and fast. I noticed it last night on Raw. So. You know what was going to happen here, right? They were just basically out there, and we had thought that John Cena was going to come out. Me and Boone, we put up the spoilers, but the spoilers that came out last week, they were so non-detailed, right? There weren't a lot of details with the backstage segments and everything else. So we had thought, watching the show, we didn't go back and reread what had happened, but he's basically out there trashing Daniel Bryan, and eventually Daniel Bryan comes out to respond. Daniel Bryan was great on the mic here.
He was good, but there's something about his promo style that I'm not really digging. I don't know. I can't even put my finger on what it is. There's just something about it, because he's saying all the right things. He's got passion, especially in this particular interview, because they always say when you really believe what you're saying, it shows and it makes the difference.
Yeah.
In the promo quality, and you could tell he really believed it because he was countering all the knocks against him. He's too small. He has this weird look, but he could really feel what he was saying because he was basically defending his ability as a performer.
So it comes down to Daniel Bryan tells Vince, you've always taught everybody to listen to what the WWE universe wants, and at this point, the whole crowd was, yes, 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 yes. Daniel Bryan's telling them, listen to the people right now. They clearly want me in the SummerSlam main event. I think he asked, do you want to see a new WWE champion? In the crowd, yes, 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 yes.
And he smiled right in Vince's big old smile right in Vince's face.
Right, and Vince was in the ring. Daniel Bryan made his way up the ramp. That's when the Shields music hit.
Yeah.
And
a couple of points to make is McMahon noted that he doesn't think he can beat Cena. He lacks ruthless aggression. He brought that old line out from back in the day, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Is that AC not working?
It's not making it cool in here. I know
right?
that. Yeah.
I put it on quiet. Maybe if we go and we up it a little bit.
Give it a shot.
We're going to give it a shot.
I'll continue Raw while you do that because it'll only be a second. As you said, they didn't go to a commercial or a backstage segment. They went straight to the Shield's music hit. They start coming down the crowd. You could see on camera a little bit Vince walking up the ramp and leaving. And this led him to the Shield versus Mark Henry and the Usos, which was originally, at least tentatively scheduled to be a match at SummerSlam. And I guess now they're going with a handicap match between Big Show and Mark Henry and the Shield. But they gave away the Shield versus Henry and the Usos.
That and Big Langston and Ziggler.
But they didn't give him a finish.
They didn't give him a finish, but they gave him quite a long match.
A decent amount of time in the ring. Yeah, you're supposed to wait and make the guys touch at the pay-per-view. But
yeah, it was interesting that they did the tag team match, but it looks like you said, Big Show's going to be back. Yeah. 6-man. Big Show is going to be back in time for WWE SummerSlam. So there's talk, like Boone just told you guys, of doing a handicap match.
Better, by the way.
That does feel
already
much better.
Much
better. How about in the chat room?
Are we sound worse?
Are we okay? Sounds about the same. Perfect. Good stuff. We'll check out the archive. By the way, as far as the archives are concerned, we're still working on a way to get the video. Audio is fine on YouTube, but we're trying to get a way to figure out a way to get video on YouTube as well.
Are we still on iTunes and everything like that?
I believe so. Daniel's got us up on iTunes and everything else with the audio.
That's what I said. I thought there was a problem with him editing audio because we were on video now. He couldn't record it or something.
That was Ustream. When we were using Ustream, gotcha. He was unable to get an archive. But we can get archives up now, so we are good to go.
And the video archive, you said, will be good on that on YouTube and everything?
Video archive, he's working on getting. We can get the audio on YouTube right now, but the video, we're still in the process of getting.
Video does come up on our Justin TV page if you're desperate to catch the archive on video.
Yeah, you can go to, I think it's, I want to say Justin.tv/WZR Radio 123. WZR, put the 2 R's in there. WZR Radio 123. I believe you can get to our Justin.tv page that way. Alright, back to Monday Night Raw. AMC boy Boone is up here in New York, man. That's what's he's down in California right now.
This is a hologram, yeah. Like Tupac.
Alright, thanks, Ryguy just put the link in the chat room for you
guys.
Thank
you, sir.
So we are good to go there. So you can always catch our archives. As soon as we hit the stop button on the stream up there, it's ready to go. It's right up there. So within minutes after we go off the air, you guys can get the archive. Alright, so what happened in the 6-man tag team match, man? What was it? The Shield wound up picking the win. Dean Ambrose got the clean pin on, I think it was Jimmy Uso with a headlock DDT.
Star of Total Divas, Jimmy Uso.
Oh man, that Vincent guy.
Yeah, come on, we gotta say that's a whole thing. We gotta
all right, no doubt. And then after the match was over, Mark Henry comes in and cleaned house and took everybody out. Backstage, Ryback was in catering. By the way, I left to go to the store to get a 12-pack of Coors Light last night, so I missed all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I knew you were working during
Raw, so I don't know
if you caught it. But something happened. Ryback was backstage, I guess, in catering. And
it's like a food fight, basically.
And then Kane came back, right? He's in the back. He walks into Brad Maddox's office.
Yeah, he went into Brad Maddox's office, and he was demanding to know where the Wyatts were, something like that. And Brad Maddox told Kane that the Wyatts were not in the building tonight, so there's no sense getting all worked up. And then he said that if he would like to send a message to the Wyatts and prove that he's still a monster, I don't know what his exact words were, but if prove he's still a monster, then send a message to the Wyatts by beating your former tag partner and friend Daniel Bryan, because they have a match scheduled later in the show. So he basically wanted Kane to kick Bryan's ass so bad that he couldn't make it to SummerSlam, because that would help him with Vince, and it would also, Kane and the Wyatts. So.
What do you think about Rob Van Dam, man? I talked about it a couple of weeks ago on here when we were doing the audio-only show. The radio show, if you will. But my God, Rob Van Dam, right? Everybody's excited to see this guy. He's coming back. He's going to be at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Everything's, dude's coming back. He's a participant in the match. Nobody really expected him to win at Money in the Bank. But the guy comes back, and He's back to a mid-card position. I mean, he's just your normal mid-card guy that week after week after week. Last night he's in a match with Fandango. The week before he was in a match with Christian.
On SmackDown, I think it was last week, he jobbed to Del Rio. They had to end the match early because Del Rio had an injury or something like that, but he's already done a job. Like you said, he's thrown out in the ring, unadvertised, against random people. It's not like he's got a feud.
People, right.
He doesn't have a storyline. He doesn't have a program going on. He's just out there in unadvertised matches, middle of the card, doing his typical RVD match. He does the same 12, 15 moves. He's got a lot of moves. And he puts on great offensive exhibitions.
Frog splash,
Rolling Thunder, etc. But he's got the same moves, so it's basically the same match, at least from his half, against middle of the card guys, unadvertised. He's nothing. What's he doing at SummerSlam? Can you tell me? We got two more Raws.
We have no idea about Rob Van Dam. Nothing. He's not even in a storyline for SummerSlam. They're just gonna throw him in a match at the last minute, like they're doing on Raw and SmackDown every week.
As long as they're not gonna have him talk or give him any character, throw him with Heyman, make him a heel, let Heyman talk for him. He'll be another Heyman guy.
That's what I said. Put him with Paul Heyman. But Paul Heyman's got Curtis Axel, and basically everybody in Paul Heyman's group right now, stable right now, are heels.
Yeah.
So Rob Van Dam being alongside.
But as long as he's not doing anything, what's the difference?
Yeah. Speaking of not doing something and somebody that's gonna be doing something, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I just brought up, Rob Van Dam was in a match with Christian the previous week on Raw.
Yeah.
You guys, watch SmackDown this week. There are some big plans in place for Christian.
This fucking guy, that's
in WWE. Yeah, why do you don't? You know what I mean, man? These big ass things, it's crazy.
There should be a limit. Yeah, like 3-4 lines.
I can set a limit where we can only, like a text limit for the chat room.
Well,
there's all these different features. Yeah,
we only got guys. We're live. We only got a second to glance and try. Otherwise, we can't.
You gotta make them quick, man. Gotta make them quick. But check out SmackDown this Friday night on. How
are we going to avoid not talking about that thing? Because there's got to be some talk about Christian and what's going on with him, right? Are we going to wait all the way till next week?
We never talk about SmackDown anyway.
Yeah, true.
I mean, just watch SmackDown. If we get into it, we'll tell you guys lower the speakers, in a little bit. But yeah, Christian, there are some big plans for Christian in WWE, especially at SummerSlam coming up. All right, we got about 15 minutes before we go to the commercial break. Take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and we'll do a rapid fire. Do the rapid fire segment.
Yeah. So RVD went over there, and I guess it was a count out, right?
It did end on a.
So he didn't even get the clean victory over somebody.
Well, Fandango keeps walking out.
True.
On all of
That's
his
the
matches,
thing he's doing
now.
right?
Yeah.
So then we went backstage, and AJ was with Biggie Langston. She basically said that what did she? I forget the setup.
She was.
He yelled at him for just standing there while she was having a match with Caitlyn or something like that. Well, she got speared by Caitlyn.
Basically fucking with.
No, I got that
Biggie.
part. I just wanted to see what the setup was. So basically, she was saying Biggie Langston has a crush on her, and she giggled and walked away, leading us to believe, which is exactly what I predicted, that she's going to use him. Flirt with them, make out with them, and then she'll get her way by having him do her bidding for her.
Just like she's done with Ziggler and everybody else.
With everybody.
Right.
She's whoring herself out to get what she needs done. Yeah.
Speaking about AJ and AJ Lee and Caitlyn, Caitlyn. Guess she's out of the doghouse now for the time being, right? She picked up a clean pin over AJ on Raw. She hit the spear, typical Divas match here. And after it was over, AJ just went ballistic, screamed, "Oh my God, you gotta be kidding!" Blah 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 blah. Dolph Ziggler's music hit, and that brought us out, led us right into the next match.
There's not enough details here. I think I don't want to say his music cost her the match because I don't remember. But that would make sense. But anyways, yeah, he came out and he said something on the stage, challenged Langston, and that led right into the match.
And this is another match. We had the 6-man tag team match that was originally supposed to happen at SummerSlam. They did it on Raw. This is another match that is probably still going to wind up happening at SummerSlam as a pay-per-view, no doubt. But, and that's the reason, like Boone said earlier, that they did the DQ finish.
They could add Caitlyn and do a mixed tag match.
They could do
Ziggler and Caitlyn. I just thought of that now. Because she's kind of part of that story in a peripheral way.
They may do that. Yeah. They may do the
kind of waters it down. I think they should keep the Ziggler Langston, but yeah, AJ has to be
because
involved.
we've already seen Caitlyn and AJ in numerous singles matches, so it would make
but
sense.
It could be the final blow off. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
So in this one, Dolph Ziggler picked up the win, like Boone said earlier, with a disqualification finish. Big E went to hit his finisher. Dolph countered it and sent Big E out of the ring. AJ then jumped in and just jumped all over.
Scratching at Ziggler's eyes. It was very violent.
It was pretty violent.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. Crazy AJ, right? Crazy AJ.
She was basically like Jodi Arias or whatever that bitch's name is.
Yeah.
Going psycho.
Oh my god. That was a crazy trial, by the way.
Yeah.
That Jodi Arias. My god.
Them fucking crazy bitches scare me, man.
So Big E comes over. They do.
It scares me.
They are scary.
Like, a girl is capable. Like, I remember Arturo Gatti got murdered in his sleep. His wife choked him with her purse strap while he was unconscious and drunk and shit.
Who
choked him to death? Arturo Gatti.
Yeah. That's how he wound up dying.
Ward.
Yeah. That was last year, right? I think it was last year.
A year or two ago, yeah.
Speaking of Gotti Ward. Tell him, bro.
That motherfucking fight on Saturday on Showtime. It was Andre Berto versus I forget it, Kraus, something like that.
That was the main event.
But the undercard, the semi-main on that one, Arakawa versus Figueroa. That was as good as Gatti Ward, in my opinion. That fight was insane.
That was 12 matches of 12 rounds of non-stop brawling. Anybody in the chat room? Did you guys see that fight on Saturday night?
They were tweeting me about it.
Or were they? Yeah, it was on Showtime. What a fight, man! I put that on Facebook. I think it was like the 5th round, and I said I gotta go put this on Facebook.
Yeah, it was round 3 where everybody was like, "All right, this is the round of the year," and then round 4. As good or better. Round 5 was this insane.
Yeah.
Like you kept saying, well, you can't say round of the night because which round do you pick? Probably fight of the year.
Yeah, it was a great
right
fight
after the UFC ended too. So
even the announcers, Paulie Malignaggi and Al Bernstein and Mauro Ranallo, they were saying, probably fight of the year up until this point. All right, back to Monday Night Raw. We had Alberto Del Rio. There was a backstage segment with John Cena and Daniel Bryan. This is pretty good.
This is where they start some tension here. Because like I was saying last week.
You said last week that you weren't... Well, Boone came on here last week and told you guys that, he wasn't a fan that John Cena and Daniel Bryan were all buddy-buddy and didn't like the idea of a face versus face and they were going to stay all buddy-buddy. This is where, and you said earlier, they've only got, 2 weeks till SummerSlam?
2 more Raws, I believe.
You know what happens? The smoke is going your direction, so I'm trying to keep it out of...
I don't give a shit, I smoke.
But this is where... they finally started teasing some tension, a little bit of tension between the two.
I do want to clarify, it's not so much that I have a problem with the babyface versus babyface angle, because they've done it a million times. Sometimes it's awesome, like Hogan Warrior. Sometimes it's bad, like Austin and Undertaker from SummerSlam many years ago, or Survivor Series. But either way, my problem was basically Cena was going out of his way to let everybody know Daniel Bryan was a worthy challenger, and that he could maybe win the match. It was almost like, no, he can beat me. It's possible. Like, you got to sell the pay-per-view based on either some great tension or a match where you don't know who's going to win. And if it's like obvious that Cena's way better than Bryan to the point where it's not even possible that Bryan could win, or that there's no tension between the two, so it's not like, oh, I want to see these two finally get at it.
Right.
So finally last night, like you said, in this backstage segment, they teased some tension, and they did it how?
Well, they did it with, Daniel Bryan was in there saying that, what Vince McMahon had said in the opening segment of Raw about, he basically said that John Cena was a liar. When John Cena cut that promo last week on Raw, said that Daniel Bryan, like Boone just said, is a worthy challenger and there's a possibility that he can beat me, blah, 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 blah. Vince McMahon came out this week and said everything John Cena said, he was lying to you, man. So, Daniel Bryan went up to John Cena backstage and said, so was Vince McMahon telling the truth?
He very, very dramatically said, is it true? Then Cena said, given Mr. McMahon's track record, I wouldn't believe a lot that he says. Daniel Bryan then says, he may be a liar, but he's never lied to me. And then Cena, how did that wrap up?
Well, Cena, to begin the segment, like Boone said, Daniel Bryan comes up and says, is it true?
Yeah.
And then the segment ended with John Cena saying something like,
Are you calling me a liar?
So you think I'm a liar, or
Are
you calling me a liar?
Yeah,
it was like they began the segment with a good line,
good point.
and they ended the segment. I didn't notice that last night.
Yeah, and it was very dramatic too, the way he said it. You calling me a liar? But it was
right.
It was one of those moments where you go, ooh.
Yeah, it was good stuff. That was a good promo between both guys. Backstage segment. Alberto Del Rio and Christian. Christian, man, picked up the win. Big win over Del Rio, World Heavyweight Champion, current World Heavyweight Champion. So a big win for Christian here.
Clean, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Clean win.
Just a roll
Clean win. Del Rio, had the shocked look after it was over. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, like, how the fuck did that happen?
And then they followed up on SmackDown this week, too, guys. So make sure to check that out. Cody Rhodes and Wade Barrett, not much to this.
Yeah,
man.
not much to this. This is where the crowd was sitting on their hands, and we had to get some post-produced crowd reactions.
My God, that was brutal, man. Crowd could have cared less.
There was that was the last match. During the Del Rio match, they were chanting Mexico, Mexico, and he's a heel.
Yep.
Yet they left that in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was something else they left in earlier that you were like, if they're going to edit stuff, why would
And Triple H's birthday wasn't yesterday. It was the week before that they taped. And then you said something about the tweets.
Twitter. Yeah, there was tweets scrolling across the bottom of the screen, as they always do. And one of them was from Vicky Guerrero, who said Brad Maddox looked intimidated or something near Vince McMahon, and you need to show more confidence, I think was the tweet. And then that tweet went by, and Lawler and Cole, they referenced it on commentary, but it was it was just tweeted. So how would they reference that if it was taped a week ago? Maybe they were doing live commentary,
unless they told Vicky to tweet at 9:52. You gotta be at
near the end of hour
tweet this, something like that.
I don't know how they did that. But
I gotta say, man, after the match, there was a great angle on SmackDown where Cody Rhodes threw Damian Sandow's briefcase.
Very entertaining.
Now, what happens to Damian's briefcase? I mean, you gotta bring that briefcase out to the ring. You gotta hand it to the referee to cash
That's how you cash it in.
Well, the referee's sunk. The briefcase is like in the river somewhere, so there's no way that Damian Sandow can cash in. So what happens now? I mean, does Damian still get a title shot? That has yet to be known.
I mean, they haven't referenced it, but they haven't said anything against it either. Like, what are they going to do now? They haven't built that up, so maybe it just doesn't matter. It'll magically show up with a new one. Who knows? I like the little touch they take, because I mentioned to you, there's been a million angles in WWE where they throw a belt or something in the ocean or the river, and they had Sandow actually dive in and go after it. I can't swim. I can't. It was so fucking.
And by the way,
Mick Foley called him his hero.
Boone comes on here every week and says, Damian Sandow, bro. I'm telling you, Damian Sandow. He came out and basically cut a promo last night. He was disappointed in Cody Rhodes for throwing the briefcase, like we talked about on SmackDown. Great promo by Damian Sandow last night on Raw.
If this is the microphone too, I love the way he holds. I can't do it. He holds it like it's a glass of champagne.
He does.
He holds the. It's so fucking great, man. Like you think you've seen it all, and then somebody like that, it's awesome.
Hey, by the way, you guys, Boo doesn't like this. Like, I wanted to put some stuff on the table. You know what I mean? So, like, over here,
that could screw with lighting.
I got a candle burning.
It just looks stupid, I think.
It doesn't look stupid.
Like a big, ugly candle just sitting
what else? I got a pine cone right here.
Yeah, and a pine cone. Like, he wanted to put pine cones and candles.
I try to decorate for you guys. I'll give them
Don't ask me, guys.
Little decoration. It's tacky. The first comment is tacky. Was it really tacky?
It's tacky. Acer, shorten those up, man.
What are you doing, Acer?
What he does is he makes 10 points, but he does them in one message. Just make 1 point at a time, bro. That's insane.
What's Acer doing? Check it out. We gotta kick him. We gotta boot him for that.
Ouch. Acer's our man. I can't believe
we love you, Acer. Come back, brother. Come back. We love our Acer. You answered the first time. We didn't ban him. Here he is. We love you, Acer. Alright, back to Raw. Kane and Daniel Bryan. What'd you think here? Daniel Bryan beat Kane clean with a small package. Yup, beat him with a small package. After it was over, Kane was pissed off that he had just gotten beat and chokeslammed Daniel Bryan. And then this is where the Wyatt family.
He was getting ready to do the fire thing, and then as he did that, poof, we go to the screen and we see we're here. What we see? Oh, I'm not going to blow it out.
Yeah.
So we're here.
See, there's a reason for that. See,
yeah, I found a reason to use it just now and incorporate it since there's a fucking random candle sitting there.
But I said another thing, man. The Wyatt family. I said, I don't know about this group. Last night on Raw,
I
was a fan of the promo that Bray cut.
It was damn good.
That was
one
very
of his
good.
A lot of his promos kind of like I'm doing, because I drink an energy drink, as you said. I babble when I drink those. I need them for energy for the show, because by 8 o'clock I'm like this every fucking,
Yeah.
But, shit, what was I saying?
Wyatt.
The
Wyatt's promo.
Promo, yeah. Normally he just babbles and rambles, and it's about stuff like you don't even know what the hell. What the hell are you talking about? It's kind of those. Last night it made sense. It was quick. It was to the point, and I liked the way he whispered right at the end. And it was
really good. I mean, what they do with them from this point forward, we'll have to wait and see. What happens there.
Follow the buzzards. He always ends every promo with that.
We had Brie Bella and Natalia. Poor Natalia, dude. I mean, they're making her out to be this whiny bitch on Total Divas. They really are. And then,
it makes her come off as a babyface, though, in the sense that she's like a sympathetic figure.
Right.
You feel bad for her.
Right.
We'll get into that more later. But yeah, Brie Bella versus Natalia on Raw. We've only got a minute.
Brie picked up the win here. Basically, what happened is Nikki came out with like this thing. You blow into it and be like,
quack, reference quack, this, from
quack, 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 quack. Yeah, she called her the ugly duckling. Thus, when she came out, Nikki came out with this whack, 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 whack thing, and
that's a thing they call ducks, and when you're hunting.
Right. That distracted Natalia, and Brie wound up picking up the.
I thought that was an accent. That's how do you say Natalia?
Natalia.
There it was. You said Natalia the last.
Natalia.
It's Natalia.
Natalia.
There you go.
Natalia.
It's New York accent.
Fandango.
Yeah.
Fandango.
Yeah.
Natalia.
Al.
Natalia.
There it is.
Right.
I gotta de-New York his voice a little bit for you guys.
All right. So sorry. We had Paul Heyman backstage with Curtis Axel. They're up next.
I missed this too.
Greatest IC champion ever. Perfect IC champion.
He said he's more perfect than perfect.
That's what it was.
That doesn't make no fucking sense. Perfect is perfect. You can't be more perfect than perfect.
Yeah, I know. You brought that up when we were watching.
It's like people who say I get 110%. There's no such thing, jackass.
I do it all the time,
dude.
Bro. I put 110%. Even inside.
It doesn't exist.
Somebody yelled at me a couple of weeks ago. I put 110%, dude. Somebody said,
that's what they said?
110%, dude. It doesn't make any sense.
Good for you, whoever that was.
Curtis Axel and R-Truth. CM Punk did the run-in here. Brock Lesnar's going to be back on Raw next week, by the way.
Is he?
He is.
Oh, that's right. And the week after, too. And then the week after that.
And then the week after. Next 3 weeks, Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw. Curtis Axel and R-Truth, like I said, CM Punk did the run-in and chased after Paul Heyman, grabbed him at first, and then Paul Heyman was able to get away.
I missed it. So.
Paul Heyman was able to get away, and Punk basically took out Curtis Axel, and that was that. Then Triple H, first time we saw Triple H during the night, backstage segment.
I missed the rest of the
Vince.
show, actually. Yeah.
They're pissed at each other for yanking Daniel Bryan around. Vince said he wants someone who can beat John Cena at SummerSlam, and he believes
he doesn't think Bryan can do it.
Bryan can't do it. So Vince wants someone, like 20, 25 years younger.
No. He wants someone like Triple H, but 20, 25 years younger.
That's what it was. Yeah. So Stephanie comes in, and she says maybe Daniel Bryan needs a corporate makeover without the beard. And
Triple H said it was worth a shot, so you think they're going to actually shave the beard?
They may shave the beard off.
Give him a haircut? You think that's coming?
They may do that. And
what do you think of that idea? Is it time to get rid of the beard? Or?
I like the beard. I think it separates him from it.
Kind of, because everybody in the Wyatt family has that same beard. Shawn Michaels is growing one of those out. You can see photos, by the way, at WZROnline.com /photos. And Daniel Bryan, though, he's built the whole slogan around it, a T-shirt, merchandise. So maybe it isn't time to get rid of the beard. But then again, it is ridiculous. So maybe it is. But I say save that for you want to turn. If you want to turn him heel, shave the same way Cody Rhodes should get rid of that mustache. That's such a heel thing.
Mustache has got to go.
It's a heel thing. It's because it's something you make fun of him for, and you don't want to make fun of somebody you're trying to get the crowd behind.
Right.
So Daniel Bryan, I say keep the beard till he wants to go heel, but it looks like they might be.
It looks like they may shave it off. All right, guys, we're going to save the main event tables match Monday Night Raw. We are going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to do rapid fire in our numero dos.
That is
rapid
coming
fire.
Up, so we want you to. Okay, I didn't know. I missed the setup. Damn it, do it again.
All right, we're going to finish up Monday Night Raw when we come back from the break. We've only got one more match. We've got the tables match, John Cena and Ryback from last night, so we'll run that down after the break. And also, in our numero dos, we are going to do a rapid fire.
Oh, and if you want to participate in the rapid fire, you can do so by logging on to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Facebook.com/Ryan Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get there, the top post, it's not up yet, but it will be during the break. We'll ask you for your questions and comments for the rapid fire segment. We will answer as many as we can, which should be a lot, because we can't get the callers. And now we're numero dos. Once again, go post them right now. Coming up on the commercial break, rapid fire, hour number 2, Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR.
And by the way, before we go to the break, if you want one of these beautiful WZR online t-shirts, what you can do, the beautiful WZR logo.
Gorgeous.
See over here. On the back, you won't believe this shit.
I came up with that, buddy.
Hosted by Ryan Clark and Matt Boone, WZROnline.com, every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. Get you some of these. Webmaster at ProWrestlingScoops.com. Webmaster at ProWrestlingScoops.com. You are listening to WZR Radio with Ryan Clark and Matt Boone. We'll be back right after this. Up and running. Before we come back, I got us somebody who's spending the night here. She comes over about once a week and spends the night over at Uncle Ryan's house.
She's a cutie pie.
She's a cutie pie. I love having her here, and she's been in the other room watching me and Boone on camera. She's excited that she's just as excited as we are that we're doing live TV every Tuesday night.
She's 8 years old. She is
7 years old, and I want the Army right now at midnight tonight. Come on in. At midnight tonight,
ladies and gentlemen,
my little girl here, my little girl, will stain on the shirt, but we're alright, we'll cover that up. And look at the camera. At midnight tonight, she turns 8 years old. Tomorrow is Haley's birthday. So look at the chat room. The Army,
say happy birthday.
Everybody's going to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Haley. Happy birthday, Haley. Look at all those happy birthdays in the chat room.
What do you tell the Army? Say thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Alright, so she's in the other room. She's watching her Disney, but
just got back
she
from
wanted
Florida.
to come in. She
My
did.
old hometown.
Just took a great chick. Look at all them happy birthdays for you,
Such
Harry.
a cute kid, Rygal says.
She is, man. She's the best. Mwah, isn't she? She's the best. So look at all them birthdays. I wanted to give you a bunch of birthday wishes. All right. Tell them you had a good time in Florida. All right. All right. I love you.
Love you.
All right. So that's my niece Haley. She's gonna go back there and she's gonna watch us. But tomorrow's her birthday, so it's a big day. That means a lot to her too. Thanks for doing that, guys. Now
back to it.
Back to wrestling. I gotta tell you. I want you right now. By the way, rapid fire is up.
Rapid fire is up. Go ahead and head over to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Get your last minute rapid fire questions or comments in there, and we will get to as many as we can here in the second hour of WZR TV Tuesday.
TV Tuesday. Check it out, guys. During the commercial break, I've got a bunch of emails that have been coming in, and you guys know that we talked about it when we came on the air here at the top of the hour, that a fan had attacked Randy Orton.
Here, you can have your candle back, by the way.
A fan had attacked Randy Orton at the WWE Live event today. We put a video up. It was kind of sideways.
Very hard to see.
It was bullshit. You guys, if you haven't seen it yet, I want you right now to go to WZROnline.com. It's not up at any of the other websites yet. It will be after we go off the air here today. But go to WZROnline.com. The top post right now on the website is a new shocking video of a fan attacking Randy Orton. You have got to view this video. I mean, this fan comes
we just
up.
watched it now, yeah.
Well, Boone and I just watched this thing during the break, and man, this guy came up and just right in Randy Orton's nuts.
It was after Orton versus Big E Langston from the WWE Live event in Cape Town, South Africa. Randy Orton had just defeated Big E Langston. He was up on the top rope or on the middle ropes doing his pose. And while he was doing that, a fan comes in from behind. Looks like he was wearing a mask too. Comes in from behind and boom, gives him a pro wrestling style low blow. Right between the legs.
Right
Orton
between the legs.
crumbles off the top ropes, hits the mat. He got nailed hard. Orton gets up, turns around. Security held the guy's arms behind his back, almost to give Orton a free cheap shot. Orton didn't do it. They dragged the guy out of the ring, and as they're dragging him out, Orton kicks the guy one time.
Kicked him hard.
Kicked him
real hard.
He basically gave him the Orton punt. So he kicked him, and then they dragged him off. Supposedly, he got in a shot on Big E Langston as they were pulling him away because Big E Langston was outside the ring at ringside. We didn't really see that.
I mean, this is
on the video, but supposedly from live reports, that's what happened.
Unbelievable video that we just put up at WZROnline.com. I mean, like you said, bro. That guy got Randy good.
He got him good with a good low blow. I mean, if it was pro wrestling, you'd be like, man, they didn't really work that low blow shot enough. That's pretty stiff.
Yeah, and then was Randy Orton, was he selling it because he thought that maybe Big E was coming up from behind him?
That's what I said to you, because
I think he got popped.
I think he just got knocked. He got hit so hard that he lost his footing and fell. But yeah, at first I was like, maybe he thought somebody like Langston was just doing an unscripted attack after the match or something, and because he was hitting him from behind, so Orton had no idea who just hit him. And at first I thought he fell down in a work style and was selling until he realized it was a fan. But I think, like you said, I think he just got hit so hard that he lost his balance and fell.
It really is some shocking video, guys. So go to WZROnline.com. It's the top news post right now. It's up on the website.
I want to Brian. I'll just call him Brian K. He said, kind of surprised he was in the ring as long as he was, and that's a great point because he started. If the ring, it's great that we have video now where we can illustrate what we're trying to say. If the ring is like this, Orton's celebrating on this corner, and the guy came in from this corner and walked diagonally all the way across the ring to do the low blow.
Right.
And no security was able to slide in and cut him off.
After he did it, he just kind of stood there.
For a second, he had another second or two, but I'm just saying, he walked the duration. He walked the length of the ring. They should have got him before he even got there.
Yeah.
Maybe the security at the building didn't know that it was a fan or if it wasn't planned or something like that. But I think they give him heads up when someone's coming for the crowd. Either way, that guy had way too much time in the ring.
Somebody, AMC boy in the chat, that's assault and battery. It sure is.
He got arrested.
If Randy Orton wanted to press charges,
I'm sure the guy got arrested. They always arrest the fans.
The guy was clearly arrested and escorted from the building, and I'm sure he's going to have to go to court and everything else. But if Randy won't, he won't, because he doesn't want all this on his, he's got a travel schedule and everything else. But, yeah, see, even WWE.com is covering it, so no charges filed. And you knew Randy Orton wasn't going to put that up.
It might be because they don't want to go back to South Africa to follow up. Don't they have to go to court when something like that?
Right, he would have to go back there and go with his lawyer and everything else. And it's just a long process, but yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, the video is that we just put up on WZROnline.com. And now, Rygal and some others in the chat room are saying WWE.com is covering it. So we're going to put this up on the websites after we go off the air here tonight. But it's a pretty big story. It's interesting that WWE.com mentioned it.
The chat room, guys, you need to get in there. We're learning a lot as we talk here as well. Apparently TMZ picked up the story.
Right. It's on
Rygal said that they didn't file charges, but it's under investigation. So that's the latest update according to our chat, and we can trust guys like Rygal. So
yeah,
everybody head over there. WZROnline.com
/chat.
WZROnline.com
/chat. .com. Hey. I'm gonna pull this up. I mean, this is live radio, guys. So
live radio, but it's a breaking story.
It is a breaking story. So we'll just go over here and every time we touch that, it really fucks with the stream. So I'm trying not.
I was gonna say Mick, pick that up, but
put it somewhere quick. WWE.com. We'll go over here and we'll load this up. Yeah, it's the top story. WWE.com has learned that Randy Orton was attacked by an audience member during a live SmackDown World Tour live event in Cape Town, South Africa. And then you click for the full story here, and they've got a full article up. But it does. I'll read. What they have. It's a fairly short article.
Video, wow.
Footage of the attack was captured by a WWE fan and posted on YouTube. Shows the perpetrator striking Orton from behind. The matter is currently under investigation by local authorities, and the South African fan is being held in jail pending criminal charges. The extent of Orton's injuries are unknown at this time. I mean, clearly Randy was okay. He did get up and basically punt the fan after it was over. But yeah, this is a breaking story that we had put up on the website.
Did they link to the same video that we had?
Early today. Yeah, I'm sure if it was a...
that's probably where it came from. Right?
Yeah, it's YouTube. Is this the video that we just put up on the website?
WWE?
It's the same video that we put up on WZROnline.com. It's also on WWE.com. And then we'll just go over here and we'll check TMZ.com.
While that loads too, it's pretty interesting. I think it's Joey Styles who runs the WWE website.
Yes.
Joey Styles. It's interesting because you could bet your ass before Joey Styles ran the website, they would not have covered that story. Certainly wouldn't have put video up of it.
TMZ also has a story up, as the guys in the chat room were saying. They have footage of the attack. Same video that we have up on WZROnline.com. Crazed WWE fan has been arrested in South Africa today. The video is pretty wild. Fan jumps into the ring, sneaks up behind Randy while the wrestler is on the turnbuckle, swings his arm up in between Randy's legs. Security immediately jumps in and the fan away, but not before Randy attempts to kick the guy. A rep for WWE tells TMZ Randy was violently attacked from behind by the fan, who was not part of the show and is now in police custody. The extent of Randy's injuries are unclear. We're told that docs are checking him out, but any shot at the jewels is serious in our book. Obviously, this is not something that was scripted. It was a drunk fan. He's been arrested.
I don't know if he's drunk. I mean,
maybe not. You're right, but obviously a crazed fan, but it is starting to make the rounds at WWE.com and TMZ, so it's going to make tons of media over the coming days. Especially if the Associated Press picks something up, it's going to be all over the place. But we have the main story up, some tweets by fans earlier, and we'll get the WWE.com and TMZ reports up after we go off the air here tonight. But it's going to be a busy one, brother.
It's going to be a busy one. Yeah, I got to get that video up.
All right, you just plugged it, and I fucked up. Get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat. You're an asshole, bro. I knew it was coming too, man.
I thought we were changing it to
WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat.
How many people's in there? Let me get a count.
Lots and lots of people. You want to count in the chat room?
Let's get a count real quick.
What do we got? There are about 60 people in the...
we
could do better, but you know what? There's no TV tapings tonight.
True.
Traffic's been down last couple of days, yesterday and today, even though there's been a lot of news.
Right, gal. They call him the Viper. Don't they kill snakes and shit in South Africa? Maybe he got confused.
Oh, I hate snakes.
I hate snakes, too.
I hate
Remember
snakes,
at Suzanne's house? We got off the golf
cart? Oh, Jesus, yeah, big-ass fucking snake in the garden. And then she wanted
in the garden, in front of her front door. We had to step over to go to her.
She wanted to walk right down the sidewalk like it was nice.
It's nothing to her.
I'm not walking in there.
People in Florida, not everybody, because I'm sure there's plenty of people afraid of snakes in Florida, but it's like no big deal to them. Lizards crawl up, it's like no big deal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fuck that shit, man.
All right, we're going to finish up Monday Night Raw. We left off the main event. It was a tables match. It's the same match that they've done like the past 2 months.
They're doing it on house show, on the current tour. It's main event and everything, the house shows.
So Ryback, took a ton of punishment here. John Cena went over clean, put Ryback through a table with the attitude adjustment. Took about 20 minutes. They gave it a lot of time, man. By the way, Raw was wrestling heavy in ring action, man.
A little bit more than, since they switched to 3 hours, they give every match a little bit more time. But noticeably in the last few weeks. And by the way, we didn't mention it earlier. Del Rio Christian. Another great TV match from Del Rio.
Really good
Another pretty lengthy match from Del Rio.
Pretty unprettier, Christian.
Pretty unprettier.
I tried to make it.
All right.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Pretty unprettier.
Good one. Golf clap.
Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
All right, Daniel Bryan came to the ring after the match was over and had the WWE title belt. That's about the third time that's happened with the smoke in the eyes.
Right on.
So he had the title belt, and Cena wound up grabbing it from him, and the crowd chanted yes, yes, yes.
I missed that. Yeah, but a little bit more tension there because there was the tease, like, is he going to give him the belt? Or Correct.
All right, so that about does it for Monday Night Raw. Overall, you know, it was a tape show. It doesn't feel normal when you're watching a tape show.
It felt like a tape show. Not just because
felt
of the
like
audio.
Not
just because of the audio, like we said earlier, but it just felt like it didn't feel live.
It really didn't.
And we didn't really read spoilers, so it was kind of a fresh show to us. It still felt really taped.
It did, and the crowd filters, bro.
That was bad.
The piped-in crowd. The piped-in crowd was just ridiculous. All right, we got the live chat room. Lots and lots of people in there, as always, tonight. We have rapid fire. We need your rapid fire questions. Submit them in. Boo told you how to do it earlier. It's WZR, Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once again, Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. By the way, Matty Boone is on Twitter now. Twitter.com/MBoone420. MBOONE and the numbers 420. Oh, which 420 mean?
It was what I was doing earlier and what I'm going to do after the show. I don't know if I want to say it because certain people are watching, but yeah.
Oh, 420.
420. 420. Mr. Monday Night. Think about it.
420.
That's a head scratcher.
You'll have to tell me about it later.
I'll have to tell you about it later. I might even share.
Really?
If you're interested.
I don't really partake in that.
No, not too much.
But like before I go to bed, like if I want to sleep,
it helps you sleep.
Then the 420, isn't that like cop code for what it is?
I believe so. Yeah, like 187's murder and 5150's temporary insanity, whatever the fuck.
Something like that. 5150 is a police hold where Amanda Bynes was she's currently on a 5150.
It's where they take you against your will and put you in a loony bin, I think.
Yes, they put you in a mental hospital.
Not a house, yeah. Right. But we got to talk about Total Divas before we get into rapid fire.
Yes, we need to talk. We need to talk the news and rumors too. I mean, we've already ran down Orton, Biggie, Langston attack, the Mystery Man, and Total Divas.
Yeah, Mystery Man. You want to go with that one or Total Divas? Total Divas is going to take some time, but
okay, we'll do because that's all we got in hour number 2. I mean, we got 30.
We got to make it so we can take calls next week.
We are. I promise. We promise the people, man.
Okay,
We're going to be able to take live phone calls. We're both going to be wearing headsets when we come out here next week. And
this one, how do you wear that? Does it extend? Because it doesn't fit me when I try.
I got a big head, and
so do I.
Yeah, well, not as big as mine. Mine's huge.
Yours is just shaped. You got like an oval head.
Yeah, it's like an egg type head. But yeah, it fits me. I don't know.
I got like a big fucking what's like a big fruit, like a big cantaloupe head or a big grapefruits or something.
It's ugly, whatever.
It's a big old melon.
Look at that ugly fucking melon, dude. It's ugly ass motherfucker.
What are you gonna do?
All right, WZR Online. So I see it. I
know I have a big head. I've been told many times.
WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. You know, no. You know, during the break when I checked the stream, that's pretty
really
bad. Yeah,
not bad.
So all right, let's see here. So, Mystery Man.
While we're talking Mystery Man, get the Total Divas report up so we have notes to go off of.
Okay.
But okay, so here's what happened. I think it was last Friday, the TNA Impact Wrestling debuted a video on their official YouTube channel called, I don't even know what it was called, but it was hashtag August 1 Warning, and they call it that because on the August 1st edition of Impact, which is this week's show on Spike TV, there will be a Mystery Man revelation on the show. There's been 3 videos to date where they, like we talked about earlier, they modulate the voice. They have a silhouette as opposed to an actual person on camera, so you can't tell who it is by looking at him. You can't tell who it is by listening to him. So they got the deaf and the blind community covered there as well. If he was listening, he would have gave me a fake laugh. But yeah, he's really zoned out then. All right, but yeah, so they had the Mystery Man videos. There's been 3 of them. The latest one was today, as you said earlier. Not Batista, not Jericho. He actually referenced those 2 names, particularly in the videos. And it'll be revealed on Friday. There is a lot of guessing and speculation going on the internet as to who it could be. We mentioned some names earlier. Adam Pearce is one of them, although he denied it. Cole Cabana denied it. Who was the third guy that denied it? There was 3 people that came out and
Adam
said
Pearce.
Him. I already said Pearce.
Adam Pearce,
Cabana,
Bob Holly.
Bob Holly said it wasn't him? Mm-hmm. Okay, so those would be the 3 then. Other rumored names are Jeff Jarrett, Low Key.
I think Low Key, Low Key.
They hear Jeff Jarrett, Low Key. Jeff Jarrett, Low Key. John Morrison. And it was another one, Southern accent. I can't remember, but those are the main 3 that haven't come out that we've we've got some stuff on. Like Jeff Jarrett's the only guy following the August 1 morning guy on Twitter, which would be a huge mistake if it turned out to be Jarrett and he was the only guy following
I
him.
think everybody sees like the filtered voice and they're like, oh my god, it's low key because low key's got a deep voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
and
not
he's
that
bald in the
obvious.
video, and low key's
And
bald.
even like the photo, the mystery photo that they put up, don't like look at the head and think,
Yeah.
oh, that's somebody's
It's
head.
shaped like
It's
this guy.
just
It could be anybody taping it.
It's
it could,
just
yeah.
a regular. Yeah, somebody tapes it. It's not. It's probably not the
Probably
the
keyword.
face.
It could be.
It could be, but the face that they're using probably has nothing to do. They had a random guy from the TNA office, move back and forth and, look around. It's probably not even the guy.
I'd say
the guy's going to show up backstage to the tapings on Thursday, and then that's where they get it. But don't look into that stuff too much.
I would say, just if I'm a betting man, if I was guessing, I would say the video, I'd say that is the guy, blacked out in the video, but the voice could be anybody. Although it very well could be
Well,
voice.
the head in the video looks just like Hardcore Holly. It looks just like, that video that was released today.
You could put it
just
almost
like
anybody
Hardcore Holly.
and say it looks like you said, low key. It could be because he's bald. Low key's bald. Because the guy in the video doesn't have any hair.
That's true.
So it could
That's
be Adam Pearce is bald, right?
Yeah, he used to have hair.
John
He used to have
Morrison
hair.
isn't bald, so that would rule that one out if you go based off the video. But like he's saying, you can't really go off the video because it could be anybody.
I mean, when I looked at the video, I'm thinking that's Bob Hardcore Holly's head, no
Really?
doubt, dude. Yeah, the video that they
I
released
haven't really
today
paid attention to
looked
the
like
video
Holly to
very
me,
much.
man. Anybody else see that? It's not Steve Austin.
Bobby Lashley's another one, by the way, because wasn't there a
Lashley.
comment? What was the
Well, Lashley's in talks with. He said he was in talks with the big MMA company, Bellator, maybe.
Not that.
So they could cross promote there.
Yeah, they could do that, but there's something you said earlier. Son of a bitch. You said earlier, and I was like, oh, it could be Lashley because they could actually do or somebody that Lashley's already beat up, or could beat up, or I don't remember. But yeah, there was something you said earlier. That I was like, oh, that could be Lashley. So I don't remember the reference though.
Well, yeah, I think it had to do with Batista.
That was it.
It was.
He
was
said that he
Lashley
could
and
beat Batista. Didn't he say
Right.
it in the video that he's?
We talked to me and Boone were working on a story yesterday, and we couldn't confirm it. Where there were some rumors that John Morrison was possibly going to be revealed as
I don't think it's going to
mystery
be him.
guy.
Now that I think about it.
And when things came down to it, TNA had released the second video yesterday, and he had mentioned Batista. And if you guys remember, back in the day, and there still is to this day, I believe, there is some heat between Batista and John Morrison. You guys know that John Morrison has been dating Melina off and on for years and years and years now. Back in their time in WWE. And when all three of them were in WWE, there was a time putting it up on the website that there was a confrontation backstage between Morrison and Batista. So it kind of tied together yesterday where he said I could beat Batista in a fight. The Jericho
That was the
reference
quote
today,
that made me think Lashley. Go ahead.
right. The Jericho reference today is I don't know.
I think they're
where
just
to
ruling that one out because he's
rule
such a
him
guy
out.
that does the surprises all the time. They're like, let's not
Yeah.
have him thinking somebody that big because they'll be let down.
You're right.
Well, I wanted to read that quote.
I'm
That's why I
sorry.
had it
I'm
there.
sorry.
You went past it.
Okay, sorry.
I was waiting for you to finish. I didn't
I
know
was
to cut
wondering
in.
why you had it up there.
Yeah, and it was a good point. Basically, the guy said, God damn it, man.
I'm sorry.
He said Tito Ortiz was his guest. Not his guest, but it could be Tito Ortiz because there was an image of a cage in the background. And Tito has been talking a lot about a comeback on Twitter lately. So it could be him. Plus, Tito has the bald head and everything like that. I had the direct quote all ready to go.
Tito, and no, you didn't tell me what you're doing. Tito did say last week or the week before that he was thinking about a major comeback, and then Dana White basically came out and said, "I don't give a shit."
It wasn't even last week or the week before. It was last week, but he's been saying as recent as today too.
So he's in. You think it's Bellator?
He hasn't said what he's talking about. He hasn't talked about if he's returning for fight. That's why it could be Tito, because he hasn't said I'm returning to fighting or I'm returning to MMA. He's just said return.
There you go.
And he's been to TNA before, so it would be a return to TNA.
And you know what?
And he could beat Batista up in a fight.
Wow. You know what?
He could be the next guy in the Bellator.
Now that the head, if I go back to the head, and I know I just got done talking about, faces, and it may not even be the person behind it.
It could be.
But, yeah, you referenced Batista in a fight. Wow.
That's why I had a nice quote ready. But there's also, he said, this was the part I needed the quote for. I guess in the video, there was like in the shadows, there was like a cage in the shadows, which could represent cage fighting, Tito Ortiz, the MMA.
Right. So, right. I like that. I like that.
And like you said, he's not, the guy in the video is bald, but not necessarily shaved head. It just means he doesn't have wild hair where you could see it in the shadow. And Tito has that clean.
Man,
it could be Tito, but like I said, that's just a guess. We're just telling you guess, and I like
King Mo and Tito.
Yeah, and I like that guess, by the way. It was just a guess from the chat room, but I really liked it. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
I like that too. That's whoever came up with that. That was a good one.
I would have given him
with Tito Ortiz. I think it was Ron G.
Yes, it was Ron G.
No doubt. Speaking of the chat room, WZROnline.com/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Now, we'll give this about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll give 15 minutes to rapid fire. WWE Total Divas.
Total Divas, Sunday night on E. It premiered. What did you think, man?
I liked it.
You liked it?
I liked it. You know what? I'm a fan of reality TV.
I hate reality TV.
I like reality TV, and I don't watch the Kardashians and things like that. But
what do you watch? Give me an example of reality.
There's a new show on Sunday night. I love the Celebrity Apprentice. There's a new show on Sunday nights on Discovery where it's Naked and Afraid, I believe it's called, and it's two people. It's usually a man and a woman, or it's just a regular dude. And they take him in a helicopter and they drop him off, whether it be in a rainforest, whether it be on an island, wherever it may be, in the desert. They drop him off, and after they're on the ground, they tell him, take off all your clothes, and that's it. And you are there. You are there naked, and the helicopter takes off. And then they document. They keep you there for 30 days, and they document your whole thing, where you got to find food, you got to find water, and you got nothing. You got nothing to use. So I'm a big fan of that. I
can literally say the only reality shows I've ever seen is like The Ultimate Fight or Tough Enough, Fight Master. Like anything that has something to do with something I already like, I'll watch. But my God, I hate reality TV. You guys are offline. Is that true?
No. No, we're live because we're talking about a reality show. What are you talking about?
They need to change that. What are they trying to throw? This chat room is all fucking screwing with me this week.
You were offline. Did we go down?
I guess
we didn't go down because
we were offline. Maybe we would have had to reconnect, right?
I don't know.
Maybe his internet went down.
Well, that's not good. Hopefully
we were offline.
Hopefully we don't go off again. Maybe we're running into. I didn't reboot my router tonight. Normally we do that before we. No.
Okay. Well, it would have to be right here, right?
I didn't reboot my routers, so that may be something that messed with us. Oh, well, we'll figure it out.
Anyway, we're back now. It doesn't matter. But yeah, Total Divas was, like I said, I don't like reality TV, but unless it's about something I like if it's WWE's Tough Enough, I like WWE, so I can like Tough Enough. UFC, I like WWE. Total Divas.
Yeah?
I can't say I like it, but I will say this. I don't hate it. I will watch it again.
It gives you a look at the backstage.
I've seen enough looks backstage.
I know, but like the stuff with Vincent.
That was awesome.
Flipping out on Brodus Clay, saying, I'll kick his ass, I'll beat his ass in 2 seconds.
Go get him. He doesn't talk like that to my woman. Go get him. Motherfucker, you will get your ass whooped.
Number 1, you'll get your ass whooped, and number 2, you're going to get your girlfriend fired. Because shit like that don't happen.
It's reversed. It'll be a WWE superstar's girlfriend nagging the shit out of someone, or just making a scene, and they get the guy in trouble because yo, get your bitch in check is basically
right.
Yeah, get your bitch in check is basically what they're saying. And it was the reverse, where it was a boyfriend acting like a childish little kid, saying, "No, fuck that, okay."
And
Like, grow up, eh?
They're not calling them Cameron and
No,
Naomi.
it's Ariane and Trinity.
Right. What's up with that, dude?
Natalia's Natty.
Natty.
Like
Yeah,
Natty
but that's
Neidhart.
a nickname. She's
Jimmy Uso's John.
John. Right.
Yeah, so they're just calling guys by their real names. Daniel Bryan's Brian Danielson. They actually said Brian Danielson.
They did. They did.
Yeah. But as I was saying, the Total Divas, I don't hate it. It's too girly for my taste. I like the fact that we get
Total Divas.
No, it's not like I'm shocked that it's too girly. I'm just saying I can't. It's too girly for me to say, "Oh, I love that show." It's just too, like, when I see them crying over nothing, it's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ." That's reality TV.
And you know what?
That's reality TV. People crying about nothing.
Some of the stuff was set up. Like, okay, with Cameron and Naomi, right, the Funkadactyls, and they're backstage at WrestleMania. WrestleMania, biggest show of the year, and they're talking about, oh my God, my wardrobe's not done yet, right? Minutes before they're supposed to go out. Come on, man.
WrestleMania is a pretty organized
They've
event.
had their wardrobe probably months before WrestleMania, like a month before WrestleMania. This is what we're going to wear. It's awesome. It's the biggest show of the year. All that stuff is planned out. It's done. So they set up a segment, and then how the Bella Twins walk by and say, "Wouldn't want you to go out there and be naked or something." That
was a line specifically.
And it was like,
for the show.
And then she replies, "Now's not the time. I'll beat your ass or something. Get out."
I can see them saying, "Hey, girls, go walk by them and make a little comment or something." You know, we're filming the reality scene back here. But also, Natalya being informed that she's not going to be at WrestleMania 5 days before the show.
Right.
WWE begins their angles for WrestleMania months in it. She would have had to already realize they don't have.
TV was already taped.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything here. Obviously, I'm not going to be on Wrestle, but they had a whole, like, you got to sit down with Jane. They're just introducing characters and trying to.
That's what it is.
And they're introducing the way things are in WWE, but in a sped up, condensed form. Like, obviously that would have happened, but it wouldn't have happened 5 days before the show.
Right.
They needed it to be a succinct,
together. If Natty wasn't announced in a match at the Raw tapings or the SmackDown tapings, right? If she wasn't announced in a match there, she knew going into WrestleMania she wasn't going to be in a match. But they had this.
They have her practice her matches on house shows,
right?
So that she would have been working her match on the house show, getting ready for WrestleMania. She wasn't doing it. Like, it was clearly scripted.
Some of that stuff. There were some scripted parts that you could clearly tell if you watched closely enough. You didn't even have to watch.
I made the tweet on MBoone420 on Twitter, by the way. I made the tweet. Like
420?
MBoone420, you can have that spit back too.
I'm not spitting on you. I know I'm not spitting.
I can feel wetness on my face. You know
when
I'm getting spit on. Anyways,
MBoone420 is Twitter. Out loud.
MBoone420 is the Twitter account. Go check it out. I made a tweet during the show. It said something to the effect of Total Divas is more scripted than Raw and SmackDown. # post-production. Because it was clearly a very heavily scripted show for a reality show. Like, so many of the things were obviously set up for them in advance.
Right. Get to our live chat room. WZROnline.com /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Lots and lots of people in there tonight.
Where you at? Come back to us.
What?
Not the chat room. I meant you. You're all distracted or something over there.
I'm alright. So that's it. I mean, Total Divas. There were certain parts that were scripted, and then other parts, weren't. Some of it was real, but a lot of it was scripted. Like part with Vincent was awesome.
That was awesome. There was also, if we're getting ready to wrap it up, we got to talk about. They talked about marriage when they were out to dinner. Mm-hmm. Nikki was pushing for marriage.
That's another scripted moment.
He bought her a Range Rover. They went fishing in the rain. They made out in the rain because they were re-filming the scene from The Notebook, supposedly. Daniel Bryan was at Bree's house, and then the whole
with the parents.
With the parents. And the whole big angle culminating at the end was the Bella Twins and those and the other stars being informed that their match, like you said, was canceled for WrestleMania. So.
All right, here we go. We are going to wrap it up. We got about 15 or 20 minutes to do the rapid fire segment. You guys can submit questions. Most of them are already in right now. Can't take live phone calls this week. We're going to work on everything for next week.
Promised.
We're going to have headsets next week. We'll be able to set everything up, take your live phone calls, Skype, whatever you guys want to talk about. Call in. That'll be awesome when we can get live phone calls on here. Alrighty, rapid fire. Jacob Wilson. A few weeks ago, you said Samurai Del Sol was on the NXT show. I watch NXT every week since its start, and I've never seen him there. I think he is still under medical testing. I've heard he hasn't been there, but if he's not there, he is going to be coming in sooner than later. Anyways, what do you think of Junior Dos Santos against Cain Velasquez? I think JDS will win.
He's got
this
Dos
is
Santos.
The third fight, I think, right?
Yeah, rubber match. The first fight ended in like 60 seconds by knockout. Junior Dos Santos won that one, and in the rematch, Cain beat the shit out of him for a decision, but dominated him. So it's kind of like, wow, who's winning this one? Next one comes from Anthony Remy.
So who do you think's going to win again?
My prediction would be Cain Velasquez.
Cain Velasquez in this one.
I gotta go Cain.
Man, I want to go Cain, but that'll be a fight that I'll bet you
You'll
on.
bet me on that.
I'll bet you.
It's definitely it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
But Anthony Remy's next, and he says, thoughts on JR with Chris Benoit to be in the Hall of Fame, and who is better, Chris Benoit or Daniel Bryan? Anthony's referencing a Q&A that JR posted today, where a fan asked him what he thought about Chris Benoit being in the Hall of Fame, despite the tragic situation there at the end of his life, and JR said no, he doesn't expect it, so I don't know why he said that, but
not going to be in the Hall of Fame.
No, absolutely not. Who's better, Daniel Bryan or Chris Benoit as a worker? That's a tough one.
That is but you know what? It's a
I got to go Benoit.
I'm going to go Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel Bryan's got the ability, he hasn't had the longevity yet.
I've seen Daniel Bryan in, like, Ring of Honor, where he's not really censored like he is in WWE, where it's just been off-the-wall matches, like, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. I mean, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk down in Ring of Honor. Their matches were off the chain, and these guys were just balls to the wall.
Restricted, yeah.
Right. Unrestricted
down
in Ring of Honor. And WWE, what you see on TV with Daniel Bryan is
time
a lot
limits,
more. Right, exactly.
Make sure to do this and that, yeah.
Exactly. So, I got to say Daniel Bryan, but Chris Benoit's equally right up there.
I say Benoit because Bryan, he had all those great talents to work with in Ring of Honor. He had all the great talents. Benoit would get good matches out of fucking Hulk Hogan and, Kevin Nash. And,
anybody. Yeah. Well, kind of like Chris Jericho.
Absolutely.
Jericho could do the same thing. All right, Michael Scotts. Hey, Ryan and Boone. At 6:48 p.m. yesterday, my wife had a baby. And Ryan, I used her last name as his middle name. Clark, no doubt. Hopefully you don't mind. His name is Matthew Clark Scotts.
Well, wow, are you serious?
First and foremost, Michael, I appreciate it. That's awesome.
Hold on, let me read that myself.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
That's awesome,
I wasn't
man.
listening.
That's cool that you picked the middle name with my last name.
And hopefully my first name.
You didn't do it, right? Hopefully you didn't do it because of us.
That's what he just said, right?
Well, he said that he didn't say it was because of us, but... And also, congrats on the little baby boy, man.
And man, if you named your kid... If you named a human being after us, that's insane. I thought he couldn't sell T-shirts. You guys are naming babies after us.
Hey, speaking of them T-shirts, guys, you can pick these up. Beautiful T-shirts.
Where?
You got the WZR logo over here. Let me step out of the way real quick while I do my sales pitch. But you won't believe this shit. Boone came up with that. Hosted by Ryan Clark and Matt Boone, WZROnline.com. Every Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time. Like I said earlier, it's got the big
quality product.
Right. We kind of need a TV here without the headset.
I told you my idea for the new logo is very simple. Just have a TV set, like an old school TV set with the antennas.
Yeah.
And then just put that inside the TV. Like that's what we're watching on TV, that logo.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But you can get one of those gorgeous looking T-shirts.
Where can you get them?
Webmaster at ProWrestlingScoops.com. Once again, Webmaster at ProWrestlingScoops.com. You shoot me an email, ship them right out to you. Except for Anthony, my boy Anthony Remy, still got to get to the post office, man. You're not going to have to pay for the shirt. I'm going to refund your money along with the T-shirt. It's free on me for the big long delay.
There you go.
My apologies.
So basically, everybody just started ordering shirts because if it takes too long, we'll give them to you for free.
I don't know about all that.
Next one, we got Ryan Shoptow. He says, how soon do you think Great Muta and the rest of his new promotion, Wrestle 1, will do a crossover with TNA? How soon until they do the crossover? Who knows? By the way, we didn't reference that earlier. Great Muta at TNA headquarters today, meeting with TNA officials. He meeting with Jeff Jarrett and one of the production guys. Apparently, he's looking for TNA to send talent to his new promotion in Japan, which is Wrestle 1, and you would assume that there would be an exchange.
There's going to be a crossover.
If TNA gives in talent, maybe they get some Japanese talent.
There'll be some sort of crossover. It's interesting that Jeff Jarrett Looks to be back in TNA now. He's been spotted
representing them too in meetings and stuff.
Right. He was backstage at the Destination X TNA Impact. Was also backstage, at the TNA offices today with, like Moon said, the Great Muta.
Photo of Great Muta at the offices, by the way, with Jeff Jarrett. WZROnline.com/photos.
TNAWrestlingNews.com.
My bad.
Let's see. Rashad Robinson, Matt Boone can kick Johnny Manziel's ass in 2 seconds. Roll Tide. Johnny Manziel is college quarterback from Texas or Texas A&M. Been in a lot of trouble lately. He's basically a 20-year-old kid. He's going to frat parties. He's the Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, really?
He won the Heisman Trophy this year. The media is all over him. He's drinking. He's out drinking. He's partying. He's living the life of a college kid.
Yeah.
Okay?
And a celebrity, an emerging celebrity.
The problem is that he won the Heisman Trophy. And with that comes a ton of media attention. And you're going to be scrutinized for any little thing that you do. And
there's a certain image they expect from the Heisman. Yeah.
Right. And he comes out and he says, hey, listen, all that matters is that when I'm on the field, I'm chalking up wins. Yeah. So let me do what I want in my personal life, which is good, but you also need to set an example for future Heisman Trophy winners, and it would be best to stay out of trouble. He can't seem to do that these days, and the media is just basically saying this guy's a wreck. But if he goes out and does his job on the football field, I don't see
if it doesn't affect his play. Yeah.
But he's also 20 years old. The legal drinking age is 21. You gotta ease off a little bit until you're 21. Then when you're 21, go out and drink all you want, party all you want. Don't get arrested. Stay out of trouble. Go out on the field, tear it up, and there'll be no problems. But right now you're underage, and that I think has a lot to do with it. You want this one?
All right. Brian Parker says, I'm really loving Total Divas. What do you think? Shut up. I like the fact there's some shoot aspects like the deal with Vincent and Brodus, etc. I'm hooked on this shit. By the way, I think this mystery guy Angle and Impact will be a flop. It's going to be a total failure. I don't have high hopes.
Total failure? Total Divas?
Total failure, Total Divas, totally really not a question, just some comments there.
We talked about that. I mean, some aspects of Total Divas are real, some are scripted, clearly, That
kind of makes it entertaining in a sense, too, because you really pay attention to see, like trying to see what's real and what's bullshit,
Right. Tony Daniel, will Batista do a run with WWE to promote his new Marvel movie, Guardians of the Galaxy? Batista in WWE, listen, there's been, whether Batista, there's been feelers sent for both parties, okay? And we'll leave it at that. There's been no contract signed. There's no confirmation that he's going to return. Are we going to see Batista back in WWE eventually? Yes, I think so. When that happens, not anytime soon, but there have been feelers sent through both parties. Triple H has contacted Batista. Batista's contacted Triple H. That's all there is to it. Nothing signed.
Anthony Remy's back, and he's and it's how apropos that I get this one. And man, how hot is AJ? What would you fuck? Her ass, vagina, or tits? God, I hope you're.
I hope my little niece is not back there watching.
Should we skip that one? Because
Well, you can do the V, the A, and the...
I'd want to hit her from behind so I could stare at her A. She don't have any T's, I don't think.
No T's.
Not big T's, at least.
I'm not an A man. I'd go for the V. I'd go for the V.
No, I'd go for the V, but from behind so I could stare at the A.
Yes, there you go. Yes.
She's got a great ass.
That. So, doggy.
Like
Reggie.
Reggie
I was
trying to be as vague as possible, like Reggie style.
Alright, Paul Velasquez, I think the show could use a better opening with music, opening intro. What do you think? We're working on it, brother.
We don't have any opening right now.
So. We're giving you a show on Tuesday nights right now. That's basically what we're doing here. You guys are trial and error with us, man. We're
figuring it out as we go along.
That's what it is. We don't want to take a week off for you guys. You guys wouldn't know what to do without us, right? You would think.
Just reading the next one.
P.S. Why does it matter what color the text is in the chat? A certain mod keeps crying about it, and people keep spamming in the chat. It's annoying. We can shut the colors off.
I think why does it matter? Because I think they're bitching about certain colors. Like,
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't either. And there's a no link rule they have. I don't really give a shit if people are linking either.
The links I got, no links in the chat room, but the colors, I don't have a problem with the colors. I would have turned them off if I had a problem with it. But no links, but colors are cool.
Jay Mullen comes in with one and says, I thought Raw was good last night. That segment with Ryback backstage was good. We both missed it, so. He needs more pre-taped segments. I have a challenge for you. Can you say Stupid people say what 10 times in under 20 seconds. I bet you can't. Start the clock. Stupid people say what? 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 Stupid people say what?
He just owned you. He just did it. What's up? What's up, Jay Mullen? Huh? Where's Jay Mullen at? In the chat.
That's what I thought.
How much wood could a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
That was 11.
Whew.
Give him one for good measure.
Well, I needed a breath.
Wow,
The one.
red as hell too. Look at him.
Woo! So we both did something.
Yeah, we both did something. There's no more rapid fire you going away from.
Oops, sorry. All right.
It's Acer with the fucking message.
Acer, that's it.
Ban. Get out of here.
Get him.
Boom! How many times could you get banned if you wrote a too long message? How many times could you get banned if you wrote a too long message? Yeah, let's get the rapid fire.
All right. Back to rapid fire. Let's see.
Yeah.
Christopher Brown, has there been any update on the return of Ricardo Rodriguez? August 1st?
Good question. I don't
August
know.
1st. I think it's August 1st.
What are you saying? He's the mystery man?
No, he's suspended.
I'm joking.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Boone, get your ass on the WZR Fantasy Football League. I'm going to get him on there.
He's got to show me how, guys.
I'm going to get him on
They
there.
said they're going to replace me if I was like, go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
And Ryan, what would you say to the idea of being WZR's answer to Jim Ross and Boone being WZR's answer to Heyman?
This guy keeps tweeting me. He asked me to answer that question. I said, put it in the rapid fire. Well, he'll talk about it.
He's
saying-
answer to...
He's saying, I guess I'm more edgy and you're more traditional, and I guess that's what he's saying. He thought you'd be insulted by that. I'm like, you're calling him current WWE
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. Paul Heyman ain't in the Hall of Fame,
right?
So you're basically giving him more props than me. But
I like that.
That's what I said.
That's kind of a good
analogy.
Good analogy, right.
I'll take it.
It's not
If
bad.
you don't want to call me an evil genius, I'll take it.
All right.
Shit. Oh yeah, I'm up. Brady Asklin says, "Follow the buzzards" is the new quote the Raven. That is true, and he's kind of like Raven.
Pretty
Very
much.
Raven-esque character.
What do we got? Coulter, Cool Dip Man. Would you rather have Sin Cara or Ahmed Johnson take your order at McDonald's?
I don't get it.
Ahmed Johnson, I would say.
But I don't get
Because
it.
Sin Cara's, we've
would
never
probably-
heard Sin Cara talk.
Well, that, and he probably doesn't speak great English. I get that half of it, but why is Ahmed Johnson somebody you wouldn't want?
I don't know.
Is it a racist joke? One's black, one's Latino.
One's black, one's Mexican. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
I
I don't get it. Go ahead.
I don't get it.
I'm next. Ryan Ennis, I believe that's Rygal, says, when will Boone sign up for the league? 1 week and I have to replace him. If you want to replace me, go ahead.
No, we're going to get him signed up this week. No doubt.
I don't even know where to go, honestly. So.
Jordan the Champ Paveo. Who you hope the mystery man is for August 1st? Who do we hope?
Shit, as long as we're allowed to say anybody we want.
I'd say like an Austin
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
or
that
Rock,
would be,
somebody like that.
Give him somebody that'll make an impact. No pun intended. Or pun intended.
I like whoever brought up Tito Ortiz earlier.
I like that one
Good
too.
one.
As far as realistic possibilities, Tito Ortiz would be cool. Like, if he's gonna work though, if he's not gonna be a wrestler, you know what I mean? And he's still banged up. He's
He'll
got
be
the
part
neck.
of the main event mafia or something like
He's
that.
got the neck and the knee and the back. I don't see him becoming a wrestler right now. But
3 minutes, brother. Jonathan McDonald, Ryan, and Matt. In all honesty, what percentage do you guys give the WWE giving Brian the belt? Love the new video too, guys. Thanks for the video comment. We love it too, man. We're excited about it. And then what chance? Well, if they do the thing where Daniel Bryan wins the WWE title, then Randy Orton comes out, cashes in. They could do it that way. So Daniel Bryan has the belt for, I don't know. Remember they had the thing at WrestleMania, 18 seconds? Well, maybe he holds the belt for 18 seconds or something like that.
he didn't hold the belt for 18 seconds. He just lost it in an 18-second match.
Right,
Yeah, he's
right.
like he just won the title and lost it.
I'm saying at SummerSlam,
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan could win the belt for like 18 seconds and then lose it
Very true.
and have Randy Orton come and cash
Yeah,
in
no,
or
I
something
agree.
like
I'd say if Yeah, what are the chances he wins the belt if he's going to drop it immediately to Orton? Very good. If he's not dropping it, I don't see them giving him a run or anything like that.
Arturo Velasquez, pretty much the same question. Will we see any of the briefcases cashed in at SummerSlam? I don't know what's up with Damian Sandow's briefcase, man. They may have scrapped his whole briefcase on SmackDown last week. Doesn't have the briefcase anymore.
Well, did they address it during the tapings?
They've got to address it. It wasn't that detailed to the DVD.
Yeah, you're right. So we'll have to watch. Vincent and Gwen, I believe that's Acer, says, Ryan and Matt, did you guys watch last week's edition of WWE NXT, and what do you think about Paige being the new NXT Women's Champion by defeating Emma in the final of the NXT Women's Championship tournament? We didn't watch it, and I have no thoughts on her being.
Didn't watch it, but I like Paige. She's a hottie, and she's a great worker too.
Is she a good worker?
She's a great worker.
All right. So,
Lee Dave Pierce. If Randy Savage was caught with Stephanie McMahon and she was underage, surely the McMahons would have gone to the police and exposed him as a pedophile, or would have opened a big can of worms.
Maybe they didn't know until way the hell after the fact.
Could have been way after the fact, yeah, like Boone said.
Brady Asplin says, remember when Mankind got the corporate makeover? I do, when he joined the corporation.
Do you want? Nick Dodge, who do you think is going to win the Bound for Glory series? We get that every week.
I have no idea.
People were talking about Magnus because he's way out in front right now, or was way out in front, but, they always switch it up at the last minute, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Vincent Nugent, 4 in a row to end it out. Ryan and Matt, what do you think about the Royal Rumble having what do you think about the Royal family having the Royal baby? It happened, and they named him Prince George. That's the big deal out in the United Kingdom.
They can kiss my royal ass. I don't care.
The Royal baby. It's like a huge deal. The media made it a big deal out there. Vincent Nugent again. Matt, do you smoke regularly when you go on your 420 Twitter account, buddy? My man smokes.
I smoke a lot, yeah.
Vincent Nugent, Ryan, and Matt, what do you guys think about the overall UFC 163 card? And who do you think will win the UFC Featherweight Championship main event fight? Will Jose Aldo retain, or will Chan Sung Jung, I butchered that.
Korean Zombies.
Okay, that's who I know. Okay, that's a great fight, by the way. Aldo and the Korean Zombie.
It's the best fight they can make. Did you want to go first?
No,
it's the best fight they can make. Aldo's gonna kill him. The card sucks. I think the semi-main event is who's a Brazilian? Shit.
God, they kept airing the commercials for it.
It's nothing great in the semi-main event either, so I can't remember.
Yeah. But in UFC 163, it was
this
a decent
weekend.
Card. That's what it was.
That's this weekend coming up. UFC on Fox just happened. Oh, Machida and Davis. Thank you. Lyoto Machida, Phil Davis.
Is Machida fighting this weekend? No doubt.
But it's Lyoto Machida versus Phil Davis. It's going to be a boring fight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Davis is one of the most boring ground fighters. Machida is one of the most boring stand-up fighters. But never know. When you put two boring guys together, usually it's exciting.
Right.
Because when you put two exciting guys like Rory McDonald and Jake Ellenberger together, it's boring as shit. You know?
Right.
So.
Right. Man, we got a lot of work to do.
That was 2 hours, and now it's time to get to work. Now that
WZROnline.com. I got to put Haley off to bed. I got to get everything ready over here for the TV on. I promise you guys, we're coming back. We're going to have 2 headsets. We're going to go out this weekend. We're going to pick them up, and we'll be back. Be taking your live phone calls next Tuesday night. Submit feedback, man. Feedback.
We want your feedback at Facebook.com/RyanClarkWZR. He'll be putting the post up here as soon as we shut this shindig down. We want your feedback. We want to know what you liked about this week's show, because we'll do more of it. We want to know what you didn't like as well, because we'll do less of it. We're going to custom fit this show to your needs and wants, and the only way we can do that is through your feedback at Facebook.com/RyanClarkWZR. So get on over there.
That's it.
That's 2 hours.
That's 2 hours. A lot of news coming up on Randy Orton, the fan that attacked him. A lot of the media outlets picking up on this thing. TMZ, WWE.com. It's going to be a fairly busy night, I think. So we're going to get to all of that. Stay tuned to the website. You can see a crazy video right now. A fan attacking Randy Orton. It's all over TMZ, WWE.com. But go to WZROnline.com until next Tuesday night. For Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
That's him.
And see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.